So in Navy parlance, this is the FYDP, the Future Year Defense Program. It goes out 5 years. It looks at the 5 years coming up, so FY25 to FY29. And that's usually pretty locked in. This is what they want to build. And so this is kind of the closest we see. To tell you the truth, anything beyond 5 years is very notional. But you'll see right here for 5 years, number one, there's not another carrier authorized. The money that's going into the carriers are basically paying for the carriers that are being built and some future outlays for new carriers. You'll see there the Arleigh Burkes, the DDG-51s, 2 of them are being built each year. However, toward the end of the FYDP, right around 2028, you start laying up Burke-class destroyers. So we're not going to be increasing that number. We're actually going to be either holding steady or losing them at a faster rate because we built more Burkes in some years than 2. FFG-62, all right, so you see 7 of them in there with 2 being built in 26 and 28. That is assuming we ever award a second yard a contract, because Fincantieri has got to get up to speed. I just talked about the fact that they're a year behind now, so that's a problem. SSN 774, that's the Virginia class submarines, largely 2 a year there. They took 1 away in 2025 because the Virginia class are running behind. Let's be clear why that is. We were only building 1 submarine a year from the 1990s to the 2010s. That really hurt our industrial base. You can't just ramp it up. When you go from 1 sub to 2 sub, doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a 100% increase. And let's not forget, we're also building another sub, which is the replacement for the Ohio class ballistic missile submarines, what are called the new District of Columbia class. That's the 826s. 4 of them in the FYDP. Just take a moment here and notice the cost of these monsters. Each of them are about 10, not million, $billion. $10 billion for a ballistic missile submarine. We have a requirement for 12 of them. That is really, really pricey when you look at it and you see that the Virginia class there are probably right around $5 billion. So this new submarine is really expensive. LPD-17, which is the kind of the replacement for the LSDs being phased in. God, the fight over these platforms are ridiculous. You see the replacement of a new LHA because the WASP class is going to start retiring here. You have the LSMs. This is the Marine Corps vehicle that I did a whole video on. You can check up above there. This is the light amphibious warfare vessel that now it's called the LSM. The Marines really want this. You should be paying attention to the U.S. Army LSVs and LCU 2000s crossing the Atlantic to give yourself an idea of what LSMs are all about. The Oilers, these are the John Lewises. They're replacing the Henry J. Kaisers. We need to be building these, need about 20 of these. And then there's a next generation logistics ship, which I have no idea what the heck they want in this thing. They want a smaller logistics ships. Basically, I would go buy a plan from one of the NATO navies or Japan or South Korea who build these things. Easy to get. Replacement for the sonar surveillance vessels, that's Tagos 25. And then submarine tenders. We have 2 submarine tenders right now. They are really, really old. They need to be replaced. And so there are plans to replace them. Over $1 billion for a sub-tender. And then the second one is at $1.6 billion. Man, that's an expensive friggin' sub-tender out there when you can probably just get a commercial ship and convert it for a lot cheaper.